Hey guys, Dr. Frank here, founder of Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching Programs. And in today's brief video, I want to talk to you guys about nicotine withdrawal and one of the major reasons why we need to stop fearing nicotine withdrawal. This is a lie, this is a facade. And in today's video, we want to uncover that lie, we want to uncover that facade. So remember, here at Addiction Mindset, we help people recover from addictions. Nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and a whole host of other things. So if you need help, be sure to subscribe to our channel and don't hesitate to reach out to our offices to get some one-on-one coaching. Now, I'm filming today's video from my fiance's studio, so don't mind the boss babe stuff and everything else going on behind me. So let's start with one central question when it comes to nicotine withdrawal. Why do we fear nicotine withdrawal so much? And is this fear valid? Should we be so afraid of nicotine withdrawal? Well, let's start with the question of should we be afraid of nicotine withdrawal first? And let's look at this seriously. Let's really look at the facts on this. The fact of the matter is withdrawal from alcohol can kill you. Withdrawal from benzos and Xanax is brutal. Withdrawal from opioids can have some pretty serious side effects. But nicotine, the withdrawal can't kill you. It only lasts max about 3 to 5 days, the physical side effects of nicotine withdrawal. And there's a lot of people out there who, when they quit, barely experience any withdrawal symptoms at all. So why are we making such a big deal about nicotine withdrawal? And should we be making a big deal about nicotine withdrawal? Well, I don't know. There's usually two major categories of symptoms when it comes to nicotine withdrawal. You have the physical side effects, and then you have the mental side effects, the emotional side effects of withdrawal. Physically, it's really not that big of a deal. What happens when someone quits nicotine? Well, nicotine's a laxative, so they might get some constipation or some GI issues. But remember, long-term, nicotine makes your gastrointestinal system worse. Well, okay, no big deal. Maybe you take some smooth move tea, maybe you eat some more fiber and vegetables, no big deal. Well, maybe the insomnia drives you nuts. Well, I'm sure you've had insomnia before, staying up late, studying for a test, binge watching Netflix, or playing video games. Insomnia is nothing new to many of you guys. And remember, nicotine actually interrupts REM sleep or disrupts deep sleep. So it's already not helping your sleep anyways. So insomnia, yeah, maybe you're up for 2-3 days max, and then you're exhausted and you pass out. That's no big deal. So maybe it's the headache. I don't know. Taking a leave, take a Tylenol, take a nap. Headaches aren't that big of a deal. Drink some water. All right. Well, the sweating. Oh, the sweating is annoying when you quit nicotine. The detoxing, right? Well, I don't know. It's not that bad. Take a cold shower. Take a warm shower. It's sweat. Who cares? Throw your clothes in the washer. Really not a big deal. Unlike alcohol, benzos, Xanax, and other substances. So why are we so afraid of nicotine withdrawal? Well, maybe it's because of the mental side effects. Maybe it's because of the cravings. Maybe it's because of the mood changes, the anxiety, the depression. Well, right, I don't think it's that, because nicotine makes us depressed, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. Think about this. You want to quit nicotine. You've tried to quit before. Now you feel a little hopeless and helpless. And when we feel hopeless and helpless, I think it's impossible not to feel more depressed. And well, what about the anxiety? It helps with the anxiety. I get really anxious when I try and quit. Well, I don't think so. Think about anxiety. You have anxiety about that next hit. You have anxiety about when you're going to get your next fix. You have anxiety the moment the physical withdrawals start to set in, which is every 20 to 30 minutes in between hits, maybe every hour between hits of nicotine. So I don't think it's helping the anxiety. I don't think it's helping the depression. So those withdrawal symptoms, well, the cravings. What about the cravings? Now that's real, but I think the cravings are more of a mindset. The more attention you give to a craving, the more you pay, the more effort you give to a craving, the more you obsess over a craving, the worse the craving's going to become. And check out my video, How to Deal with Nicotine Cravings. I recommend you check that out after this, because then those won't be a big deal either for you. So what are we making such a big deal about? The reality is nicotine leaves your body within 3 days. The physical withdrawals are mostly done after 3 days. And after 3 months, cravings and most of the mental withdrawals are over. Now that might sound like a long time, but it's really not in comparison, because what's 3 months compared to another day, another year, a lifetime of nicotine addiction? I think a lifetime of nicotine addiction is much, much, much harder than going through the withdrawals that you're getting right now and a few cravings here and there. So why are we so afraid of it? Well, a lot of it has to do with the media. Media and big companies like the big vape companies, cigarette companies even, there's nothing they love more than the fear-mongering surrounding nicotine withdrawal, which is one of the biggest lies that we have ever been told. You need vapes to help you with the nicotine withdrawal from cigarettes. You need Nicorette gum to help you with the nicotine withdrawal from cigarettes or from vapes. You need Zen pouches to help you with some of the nicotine withdrawal, right? You can get a 6 milligram pouch and then a 3 milligram pouch from vaping. It's a lie. It's a continuous lie. It's the biggest lie that nicotine manufacturers have been telling people for years, that you need nicotine to quit nicotine. I want you to type into the comments right now, I don't need nicotine to quit nicotine. Type that into the comments. Say that out loud. Make that your mantra and start to realize how absurd, how ridiculous that sounds. That's a lie. You don't need nicotine to quit nicotine. Type it in. Do it. Say it out loud. Believe it, because it's true. If the opposite were true, we wouldn't have the problem that we have now with vaping. We wouldn't have the problem that we have now with snus pouches. We wouldn't have the addiction that we have now to ZYNs. And we definitely wouldn't have people using a ZYN, a Zen pouch when they can't vape, and using a cigarette when they're able to use cigarettes, but then using vapes when they can't use cigarettes, but then using pouches when they can't use vapes. We work with a lot of people in that exact situation. So you have to start to see through it that it's media and it's fear-mongering from these companies trying to convince you that nicotine withdrawals are something bad. They can't kill you. They're annoying at most. And to be entirely honest, if you learn how to ignore the cravings, the physical withdrawals won't even be that bad. And I guarantee you that. And why am I able to guarantee you that? Because think of this. Have you ever been on a vacation with like family or someone that you're in a relationship with, and you like had to quit because you couldn't bring your stuff with you and the withdrawals weren't that bad? Why is that? It's because you weren't obsessing over it. You weren't mentally obsessing over the nicotine, over the addiction. So suddenly the withdrawals aren't that bad. What we think mentally, our mindset, can significantly impact how we feel physically. Yes, your mental withdrawals can impact your physical emotions and your physical feelings of withdrawal. Think about it. Someone who has chronic pain, who suffers from severe depression, is in more pain. When they become more depressed, things physically hurt more. When you're quitting nicotine, the more you think about it, the more you obsess over it, the more physically powerful those withdrawals are going to become. That's why when you're on a vacation or you're at a time where you're not really thinking about it, they're not that bad. That's why a lot of people who just wake up and quit one day and say, hey, I'm just going to quit nicotine today. That's why a lot of those people, when you talk to them, they say, yeah, the withdrawals weren't that bad. And one of the biggest disservices that we do among each other is we spread false information about how bad the withdrawals are. Even I've been guilty of it to get views on my YouTube, on my TikTok. I have to get your guys' attention so I can then tell you guys the truth about nicotine withdrawals. It's something that you don't have to fear. They're very, very minor. Most of them pass by 3 days, the physical withdrawal is over. By 3 months, most of the mental withdrawal is over. And it doesn't even have to be a challenging 3 months. Some simple tricks and tips to avoid nicotine withdrawal to help you with it. 1, get a good night's sleep. It's during a good night's sleep when your body heals and restores. I know this is especially challenging in those first few days because you are going through withdrawal and you are going to get some insomnia, but just power through it because you're going to sleep better than you've ever slept before. And when you get a good night's sleep is when your body and your brain heals, which makes you mentally and physically stronger to deal with those withdrawals. Tip number 2, eat healthy foods. Eating healthy foods is the best way to detox from nicotine. When we eat healthy, it actually speeds up the detox process. More fruits, more fiber, more vegetables, more healthy proteins, and more healthy fats. Do your best to stay away from snacking on sugars, eating junk food, drive-through food. Try your best to stay away from that, especially the sugars. Tip number 3, start to exercise. Just wake up in the morning and do some light exercise. It could be going for a walk. It could be yoga, which was one of my favorite ways to deal with nicotine withdrawals. It could be doing some light weight training, whatever it is. But exercise first thing in the morning is going to give you that burst of dopamine. And remember, part of the reason why you're going through nicotine withdrawal is because you're not getting that dopamine. So doing something like yoga, which is a combination of meditation and movement, is great to get that dopamine release in the morning and to help lessen those withdrawal symptoms. So light exercise, healthy eating, getting a good night's sleep, and talk therapy being one of my favorite things. When you guys start to go through nicotine withdrawals, one of the things I would recommend doing is talk therapy. You guys want to talk to someone when you're going through it because just talking about it out loud, I guarantee you is going to make you feel at least 50 or 60% better than you feel trying to fight through and negotiate the withdrawals on your own. Just being able to talk about it goes a really, really long way. I hope those simple tips help. I want you guys to follow me on the next video if you're just starting quitting. Get through the first 72 because those 3 days are the most crucial. I'll see you guys on the next video.